Okay, so I wasn't planning on doing a video um tonight. I actually wasn't planning on doing a video at least until I got the others uploaded. Um but really until I found out more information, or until something else happens, there's really no sense in me doing another video. Um However, and I'm like fumbling through here trying to find it. Guess I could have had it ready first. Anyways, so the whole flocks thing, okay? I told you a little bit about it in the last video. It's from the fluoroquinolone antibiotics, Avalox, Levaquin, and Cipro. Supposedly, the debate of their safety has been going on for quite some time. And I'm talking like 1990s, if not probably before then. I'm still researching. Like now I'm like fully researching. I ain't got nothing else fucking do. I'm stuck in this recliner. However, the FDA started an official. I love how they like to use those words. That's how they get out of shit. That's how. It's amazing. It's like how when I was a teenager, I used to get out of so much shit because I don't like to lie. I don't. I don't like to lie at all. And I don't lie, but I can work around the truth so easily and so manipulatively. I should be a fucking lawyer, okay? And that's what these big companies do. They work around the truth. They use these words. They officially started an investigation and talks and meetings and everything into the whole fluoxetine toxicity. I really wish they wouldn't have drawn it out for so long, because I just received an email. I think it's drugs.com. Let me make sure, because I actually I guess I have my mobile data on. I highly recommend that you log in to this site and sign in and get notifications. Yeah, it is drugs.com. You can also build your own personal profile. On my profile, I have a list of all my medications. So it gives me a nice comprehensive list of what all medications I take that contradict with medications that I take, and all my medications contradict all my medications. I'm already aware of that. But so don't freak out if you get that notification. Call your pharmacist, call your doctor if you need to, but as long as your doctor is aware of the medications you're on, you're fine. I literally have a list of like probably 25 contraindications. It's fine. You're gonna get that. Most people don't experience symptoms. However, the main reason why I'm telling you this, on there you can get drug safety alerts. It's an FDA alert. And what it is drugs.com sends you emails anytime there's a safety recall or something from the FDA saying that there's something about a drug. Well, on May 12th, 2016, the FDA finally released an advisement about the fluoroquinolones. And apparently this is the release from on May 12th, 2016 is from the meeting in 2015. I don't have a month for that. I would assume it's late 2015. Surely to God, that meeting didn't last a year. But they started officially looking into it in 2013. Had they went ahead and said, yeah, we have enough proof, because they did, right off the bat. I mean, 6 months into looking into it, they had enough proof. They could have simply, went in and said, yeah, quit giving people this shit. Because had they done that, yeah, I may have gotten this from prior doses, but it may have been that one dose that did all this to me. Had they released that statement, I may not have gotten that one dose that did this to me. I don't like to hover over what ifs. So, let's forget about that. But then another what if goes in my mind. If they had released this, then doctors would have been notified. And whenever I started coming up with these fucking random ass symptoms that made absolutely no sense, instead of treating me like shit and treating me like a fucking psych patient, when I have physical symptoms you can see and symptoms on a lab sheet, the doctors would have been like, you know what? I think it might be this. And by then, the FDA would have admitted it. They probably would have already come up with a test by then, which means they could have tested me for it. Even if they didn't have a outright treatment for it, they could have tested me for it and been like, oh yeah, you have fluoroquinolone toxicity, or fluoxetine toxicity, however you want to say it, or your flox. Whatever you want to call it. And I wouldn't have been going this past almost 3 years going through doctors and doctors and doctors and racking up bills and taking time off work and feeling like shit. Let's not forget that. Being sick. Let's not forget that. But now they want to admit it, and that's great. I mean, that's great. But it's going to take forever for doctors to catch on and even believe it. And the FDA now has to come up with a way to test for it. Because there's no test for it. So now the FDA has to come up with a test for it. And then, once they do that, then they have to find a treatment for it. Which, I don't care if they come up with a treatment for it, because there have been many people who have found treatments for it, I can wait a couple more years for a proven treatment for it, because there are other people who have found treatments, regimens for themselves that have pretty much put themselves as close to normal as possible. So, I mean, as long as there's a test for it that tells me, yes, this is it, then I'm happy. I just need a test to tell me this is it. That's all I need. But now, since they waited till now to admit it, how long is it going to take before they come up with the test? Or did they wait till they came up with the test to admit it? This is why I don't trust the fucking government. There's this girl I've been following on YouTube, and I'm not going to mention her name in this, because she has a lot of what a lot of people would consider radical ideas. So I'm not going to mention her name, and I've been watching a lot of her videos, and it's kind of, yeah. I'm still kind of in that mindset. I don't trust the FDA whatsoever. At all. I never have. I mean, since I was young and able to fucking read. But anyways, I mean, that's all you have to go by. I mean, what can you do? It just, and it was just, the thing that kind of got me kind of amped about it was, we just started talking about this just a couple days ago. About me possibly being floxed, and he just happened to find that information. Now keep in mind, I have been doing research for almost 3 years now. I mean, since I have been sick, I have been doing research upon research upon research, on my symptoms and illness, and I've never come across anything like that. And in a course of 15 minutes, he comes across it. So it was kind of like a little bit of a sign, but again, I've given up on hope. I don't want to use the word hope. So, we kind of just took it as a sign. And then all of a sudden, he got the TV to work, and what I mean by that is, at the apartment, we were using his computer monitor, and we had Netflix. And when we moved here, we haven't gotten the cable or internet hooked up. And the people who lived here previous, they left their TVs and stuff. And so there's an actual TV in the living room, and he got the antenna to work. So now we get what the broadcast channels. And so after we discussed the whole flox and everything, there was an actual, how you see the ads for the lawyers talking about the medications, about the adverse effects and everything. There was one about Cipro, just randomly, and it said Cipro and not a safe. I'm like, wow, what the? So, and then I get this alert tonight on my email. So it's kind of like something's pushing me that way. So I did call somebody tonight. And I don't want to give too much information about this call, for legality reasons. I did call somebody tonight and give them my information, and they are supposed to call me back soon about possible proceedings. But the issue is there's still no tests for this, so I don't know how we go about this. I unfortunately slept all day today, so no phone calls were made. So I've got I've been smelling weird things lately. I keep getting the smell of bleach, every now and then. And I don't use bleach in my house except for the laundry, and the laundry is like way back in the other back side of the house, and I haven't used bleach in forever. I don't know where it's coming from. I've been doing that for like a week now. Every now and then I get a whiff of bleach. Anyways, just odd. Anyways, so tomorrow I'll be making phone calls about the labs, just to go ahead and see if I've got too much fluoride. Sorry, in my system. Just to see. And I'm gonna also look up the lab codes for the tests that my first rheumatologist he was I'm a grammar Nazi, sorry. I'm also going to look up the lab codes for the labs that my original rheumatologist was supposed to run for me, on me. That just doesn't fit my ear right. Anyways, he was supposed to run some labs on me, and he never did. And from the way the new rheumatologist acted, it sounds like he ran them, and he never did. So I want to run them for myself. And one of my previous doctors told me a little secret about one of the labs up here that you can actually go request for yourself. Labs. You don't need a doctor slip or anything. You can actually, as long as you know the codes and whatnot, you can actually request labs to be done. So I'm going to be searching that and calling them tomorrow to make sure of that before I make my crippled ass go outside, because I only have a certain amount of pain medication, and in order to go outside and do all that, I'll have to take my pain medication, and I don't want to waste it and, not be able to get the labs. So I want to make sure before I go. But I'm really hoping I can, because I'll be able to run a lot of labs that were supposed to be done that weren't done. Because there's a few that really need to be done. Especially the joint test. I don't know how that's done. I'm going to have to look that up. I don't know why the rheumatologist at U of L looked at me like I had 3 heads when I mentioned it. I don't know. So the battle continues. Well, no. The war continues. I shall win the war. I keep losing the fucking battles, but I'm going to win this fucking war. No matter what. Even if it's on an autopsy table, at least then they'll figure out what the fuck's wrong. Maybe dead, but at least they'll figure out what's wrong. So, if I die, I want this noted. If I die, and I find out what's wrong with me on the autopsy table, I want written on my tombstone, I win. Please. And then I want somebody to call every doctor, and there's a list of every doctor I've ever been to. I want somebody to call every doctor that I've been to and tell them what I had. Please. That would be great. I would really appreciate that. Yeah. That's it for this video. I may be posting another video here in a minute. I'm not too sure. It's gonna be kind of racy. But this girl, she's kind of got me thinking about shit. So, it's got me distracted from everything else that's going on. So, it's a good thing, I guess. So, that's it for now.